The traditional courier industry must be disrupted. It might sound odd from somebody who has been in this industry for the past 15 years. To ship my perfume, it was, as you can see, across the region. So they told me the process is simple. All you need to do is put that box in an IATA box, which is usually for dangerous goods shipments. And the next thing, you needed to hire someone who is specialized in IATA to fill the shipper declaration form. And the third thing, you needed to pay 200 dirhams on top of the normal shipping charges to get that gift delivered to my friends and family. So not only I found this pricey, but also I figured that it's 3 times the price of the actual gift. So if anybody wanted to guess where's this gift today, I'll give him this as a prize. It's actually right here. To be honest, that was a moment for me to realize that change has to happen. No matter what people might say, the world was not on time. I figured that it's right time for me to move on and to quit my job, and that's when I, and many of my colleagues who are here today, joined Posta Plus. We believe that we are not there for the sake of the job. We believe that we are there because we want to change the paradigm of the courier industry and help orient it towards the future. Now, before I talk about the future, I thought it is important for me to share with you what we have done so far about making that change come to reality. And that would be through an experience that we have built with one of our customers who we celebrate today as a true successful startup. So in my time today, I'll share with you a little background about this startup and what we have done today to make it a successful story. And finally, I'll be talking about the path forward for the logistics industry. I'm not sure if some of you know, this is a New York taxi, by the way. It's a company called MENA. It's a perfume producer who started off Kuwait. Their vision was to bring a unique blend between the French and the Oriental fragrance to the world. But in order to make their vision come to reality, they had to look at different channels. And they understood early on that there is a revolution sweeping on e-commerce. And they grasped that the way forward towards a global market is through a sales online channel. Having that said, they also understood that the logistics is one of the pain points that they had at that time. And that's when we, at Posta Plus, came to them to validate their business model from a logistics perspective. So what we've done is something unique. I'll tell you, I've worked 10 years in one of the big 3 companies, and what we always do is pretty much standard and traditional. But this time at Posta Plus, we've done something very different. We actually looked at the shopper. We wanted to understand what the shopper wants, what exactly the demands and needs of them. Unlike our usual act, rather than falling back on what we believe as most convenient to our bottlenecks, what we did is we put ourselves in the shoes of the customer. And that's when we started to understand and learn a fascinating information. For one thing, no 2 customers have the same need and demand. Every customer has different demand and different needs. For example, almost 9 out of 10 customers, they want clear information. They don't want to have any surprises. For example, a shipment coming in to them, and all of a sudden they get surprised that there's a clearance charges they need to pay. Or, for example, they ship a package and they don't know when they will receive it. Which leads me to the next point, that almost every customer wants to know what's happening with their shipments. When it's shipped, is it on delivery, is it on the way, and so on. And the next thing is, they demand flexibility. We've asked 10 customers, if you want to get your shipment delivered today and pay 25 dirhams, or wait for it after 3 days and get it for free. 8 customers chose free delivery. In fact, most of customers do prefer flexibility over speed, and that's when the CEO of Spree, Sarah, as mentioned earlier on. So that's one of the facts that was really surprising to the traditional courier companies. Now, on the other one, which is 6 out of 10 customers do usually want to shop just to explore new trends and to get things and products that are not usually in their market. But if they want to do it, they want to do it on cash on delivery basis. And finally, 3 out of 10 customers do usually find the return process pricey and complex. Having all these reactions said, we came to learn what are the challenges and the opportunities of the customer, and to put it into a context and to make it more of a business challenges, we came to emerge to 5 key challenges. What are they? First, NAMA, back to the business now. First, to NAMA, they wanted to understand to any country. They want to open to, and as a cross-border, they want to know what are the regulations, what are the customs charges, and how much or how long it will usually take to clear that shipment out. The second thing is they needed to provide full transparency on the shipment. From the time it was out for delivery, for the time it was cleared, the customer wants to know everything. So NAMA had to provide that from the time the shipment has been prepared. The third thing, as we said, flexibility. We can't give one standard delivery solution. We needed to provide the customers with multiple options when it comes to delivery. And that's a new thing. The name of the game has changed for us in courier industry. Before, we never look at the successful delivery, but now for NAMA, one of his biggest challenges with the courier industry was to ensure that all his shipments are actually delivered. Because every delivery successful is actually a sale. Being a perfume producer, shipping dangerous goods is definitely a challenge. Looking back at what we, as a courier companies, used to do before is pretty much standards. And I can tell you, half of the things that are here cannot be done by a traditional company. So what we have done is we looked and thought about it differently, and we started to offer solutions that we usually, to us, it wasn't the norm. First of all, the first thing we did, if any company, NAMA wants, in any country, NAMA wanted to open, we provided them with all the information they wanted. For example, if they wanted to ship a shipment to Kuwait, we'll tell them that the clearance will take 2 days, not 1 day. There's no way on earth that you can get that shipment delivered next day 100%. So we made that clear. The second thing is we told them what are the clearance charges going to be in Kuwait. So he can embed the same charges with the shipping charges. So the customer does not have to expect something unusual. The second thing is, and that's back in 5 years ago, we provided an SMS delivery. I know it's not relevant right now, but back then it used to be something really unique that we have been doing. So in every step of the way, we used to send an SMS to the customer, and most importantly, we used to provide a full transparency to the customer through a monitoring team who used to call the customer to make sure that they are available at the delivery time. And when it comes to the flexibility, we've done it all. We gave same-day delivery in our core industry. We gave next-day delivery in the domestic arena. We provided multiple options on the cross-border delivery, and most importantly, we provided Friday delivery and even sometimes night delivery. Now, when it came to the successful delivery, we have changed the whole business model. We have shaped our metrics, our procedures, our policies, all around successful delivery to ensure that we can achieve higher percentage for NAMA. And finally, we understood that there's no way you can achieve 100%. Since it's a cash on delivery basis, the average is 90%. So we expect 10% always to be returned to the customer. So imagine, you're across border. What would happen? So what we've done, we've given multiple solutions. One, if you wanted to return it fast, we can send it back to you as a singular shipment. But if you want to save 70% of the shipping charge, we will move it to you as bulk. Even though, if you wanted to keep it in that destination country and send it to other customers, we can provide you pick and pack services. And the last thing, of course, being a DG shipper, we made his life convenient. We now offer service, and that actually back then we did offer a service for shipping perfumes with no extra charge. The results were evident. NAMA has expanded to these countries, and their success story has happened with us. Now, looking back about what we have done with NAMA, we understood that one size fits all does not work anymore. Every customer has their own specific idea of what convenience is. So those who are willing to listen to that customer are the ones who are emerge. In our industry, we live at crossroads right now. And we resist changing at our peril. If we do not disrupt ourselves, we will be disrupted by somebody else. Ask companies like BlackBerry or Blockbusters, who were very comfortable at their position at the top. Look what happened to them today. The customer today is not asking for convenience. He is demanding it. And if we want to understand one thing, it is the age of the customer. The customer actually sits in the driver's seat. And he is the one that dictates what we need to do. So those organizations that are willing to stay relevant are the ones that emerge. And those who are reluctant to do that are going to suffer. So speaking about convenience, speaking about customer centricity, at Posta Plus, we always push the envelope further to understand what the customer wants. Our history proved it. In 2011, we introduced My Box service. In 2011, people used to struggle to shop shipments from Amazon. Back then, things wasn't very convenient. So what we've done is we provided them a solution where they can provide a virtual address to their shopping in the United States, and we can get it to them shipped back then. In 2012, we've introduced our same-day delivery in our core countries. And in 2013, we were one of the pioneers to introduce the cash-on-delivery service. That was very much early on. And I can tell you that today, we're introducing our latest customer technology-driven platform. I just want you to imagine you are a customer today, and your shipment is supposed to be delivered tomorrow. So what happens is you'll get an SMS where you can choose your preferred time of delivery and your new address for delivery. And once the shipment is out for delivery, you will get an exact estimated time of delivery where you will know when exactly you will receive it. Not only that, but you can actually track your shipment live. We're also moving in to expand to countries that nobody expanded to before. We're going to move to Iraq, Syria, Libya, Lebanon. Some people might ask me why we're doing that. I'll tell you we're doing it because of our customers. And also soon, we're going to open in Saudi. The point is that this cannot be done without our team, an excellent team that embraces change rather than resisting from it. Today, we take for granted the extraordinary changes that happened in the past few years. For example, words like augmented reality or cryptocurrency were heard seldom in such conferences. Companies like Uber, the world's largest transportation, has no vehicles. Or Airbnb, the largest hospitality company, owns no real estate. And if anything, that is a reminder to tell us that the future is hard to predict. I'd like to conclude my presentation with this saying: the world is moving so fast these days that the one who says it can't be done is often interrupted by someone else doing it. I started my presentation about change, and today I'm asking you to visit our booth to see what change we can bring to you to the table. That's it for my time. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Hisham. Do we have time for one question for you? If
Oh,
there's
yeah,
any?
yeah, please, please.
One question from the floor, if we have any.
You will win a perfume, if you ask me.
I think they all want to talk to you now separately
Okay,
on stage.
that's yours. Cheers, go ahead.
Do you have a microphone? One second, let me bring you one. Where's the question? Please raise your hand. There we go. Here you go, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for this beautiful presentation. My name is Ihab. I'm CEO of Casper Business. It's the very exact business you have in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And I wonder, what is the possibility of this joining or cooperating together? I'm functioning in like 7 or 8 main cities in Saudi Arabia. And you know, I need to spread everywhere,
Yeah.
including other countries. So how do you look at cooperation? For example, I distribute for you in Saudi Arabia, distribute for me in Libya or in Kuwait or whatever. How do you perceive such as initiative? Just a question.
No, thank you very much. Well, I wish you approached us a year ago. Unfortunately, now we are set for an entrance to Saudi through a partner. So to answer you is yes, we are a big believers of partnership. I'll tell you a real story. FedEx operates in half of the country that they say they cover today. UPS does the same thing, and that's only through partnership. So in our industry, we believe in network. So if any company that shares with us the values and the vision, we're happy to partner with them.